Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this installment of Harmontown. I am Brandon Johnson, sitting in for the lovely Jeff Davis. We miss you so much. Can't wait to have him back. It's so good to be here. Glad you tuned in. Put on your shit and pants. Get ready to take a shit, because we're taking you to Harmontown. Let me bring to the stage someone you know and love, and you know you love him, Spencer Crittenden. Yeah. Yeah. And aren't you so lucky? They call him the Wonder. They call him the 20th Wonder of Downtown Pomona. Rob Schraub. Let's bring him to the stage. He looks so good. Don't you agree? And last but not least, from an IKEA bed, $79. We're offering a special right now here in Harmontown. The first 15 callers gets this bed for $74. The mayor of Harmontown, Mr. Dan Harmon.
Wake up, sleepyhead.
Yo, rapping in bed. Yo, I'm just a rapping sleepyhead. Yo, I didn't want to be awake, but I gotta get out for your mama's sake. I gotta fuck her pussy, gotta fuck her butt. I gotta kiss her till I start to nut. I gotta stay in bed and play Minecraft, but I like to fuck your mama in her crack, so I gotta try to be a master of both worlds. I gotta fuck your mama and all the other girls. Yo, when I go to the street, thank you for getting me back on beat. I'm just a Minecraft bed rapping motherfucker. I fucked your mom like my name was Chris Tucker. All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, Tucker.
Good morning. Morning, everybody.
Good morning, Daniel.
How'd you sleep?
Did you have any great dreams?
Good, yeah.
You sounded like you were having a nightmare.
And you were there.
I was merely a fly who dreamt of being a man, and now the fly has awakened.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Let's see. What do we got here? And then let's get back to bed.
We ordered French fries.
No, we didn't.
All right. Composite sketches. In true crime shows, I noticed that in all stories, true crime stories, in which the composite sketch actually plays an active role, the people are always like, and the sketch came through, and when you look, and then we found him at the train station, he looks exactly, it's like they drew a photograph of him, and then they show it split screen, and it's like the most information you could get from a composite sketch is the person's race. Like, that's it. All it is just a racist drawing of either a white guy, a black guy, or a Hispanic guy. It never looks anything like the guy. It's like, if it's a white guy, it looks like maybe the darkness of the hair is represented, but they always like do this big thing about how accurate the sketch was. It's never accurate, and police work doesn't seem to work.
Eyewitness accounts are garbage, so the sketch by nature is going to be garbage.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how people just get shit wrong.
Yeah,
I think the amount of like what do you call them? Unjust. What's the technical term? This wrongful
convictions. Right.
Church for the win.
The wrongful convictions that are turned over. It's fucking crazy. Like when we came out with DNA and then we opened that box and we're like, oh man, everyone in prison is like, it's like a crapshoot.
It is crazy, but there's a thing called the Innocence Project. I hope people know about it. It is amazing.
What was the thing though? There was there was some case where the guy was like railing against the Innocence Project a little bit.
Bill Cosby.
No.
No.
That would be amazing if he just bothered to. He's like, well, I'm here.
He's just racking them up.
Since my stock can't go down anymore, right. I may as well experience being a villain. I'm trying to do old Cosby. But no, there was somebody, I can't remember who it was, but they were in the difficult position of like, I don't know, some crazy case, and then they were saying like, yeah, but
you must acquit.
The Innocence Project like wanted they were claiming that the Innocence Project was like pressuring them fuck, man, it was like it wasn't quite as simple as, because the Innocence Project isn't going to want you to plea out necessarily, but it was like something close to that, where basically because the guy wouldn't just do the thing that would make the Innocence Project put another notch in their belt, they just dropped him like a rock because he was sticking to his actual convictions.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what the fuck it was, but anyways, whatever. I mean, Ghandi was an asshole too. You can look it up.
Let's not look it up. Let's have a deep dive tonight into what made Ghandi an asshole.
I think he was racist. Maybe I like against like maybe some race that maybe when he was growing up beat up his dad. I don't know.
Tonight on Harmontown.
But the irony is he ate that race.
That tonight on Harmontown.
He was ravenous for them.
He loved that race.
But more importantly, we need to understand. I would urge us. I don't care what we think anymore, but I we got to stop our hero worship. Like, who cares? Ghandi, I'm sure he probably owed somebody money. He probably cheated at cards.
And he loved eating that race.
Who cares? He did something. He did a good thing. If somebody makes an album and it's a good album, then you find out that they're a bad unicyclist. Like, and all of a sudden the fucking world falls apart. Let's
just assume everyone sucks, and then we'll be like, we're just begrudgingly interacting with anyone. So it's like, yeah, he made that movie.
Yeah, we act like we've fallen from this world where everybody was, things were so much classier and more heroic and gilded. But yeah, we all also know that every time we pop the hood on any one of these people that survives into the modern world, like they end up, it's like, oh God, they were a horrible piece of shit. It's like the invitation there should probably be, we got to stop expecting people to be either gods or monsters. Whatever. You've heard
Also,
me yammer.
Maybe the inspiration we can draw is that people are amazing even when they're just people. So instead of us like judging the past, we could sort of be inspired by the fact that despite the fact that Martin Luther King had mistresses and did all sorts of crazy sex stuff and smoked marijuana, that just came out, and also was a cokehead, that also just came out, that we could still be inspired by him.
Yeah, I mean that's always been a good classic example, because it's like so. It's like Martin Luther King cheated. Like he was a philanderer. He was like
not a perfect
Clinton.
person.
Like it was like, and it's like, God damn, like I don't know. It's hard.
Not bad for somebody who was imperfect.
The problem is that we invented like all this technology that we can use to like, it's a black light. Like we look at each other, and then but like people are supposed to just be people. That's what you're saying.
I just think it's crazy because why does someone assume that because you're good at rallying people to fight for the rights, you're an excellent husband?
That's the thing. That's the disconnect that's happening. And that's the putting on a pedestal behavior, which is unhealthy and usually comes with not viewing someone as a real person. So in a way is kind of maybe dehumanizing after a fashion.
Because it's hero
Definitely
worship,
not
because
healthy.
hero worship gives us, and I'm as guilty as anybody, like you want to live in a world where people become the focus, like individuals, so that you can go, okay, well, if that person turned out to be racist or a woman beater or whatever, good. That was a close call, because I was going to have to stop eating meat for a second there. And like we focus on these people, and then we go like, but it's funny, our capacity for it doesn't always take the form of like cynicism. Like we collectively, but I think we do it like the wave. Like one section of the Coliseum like rises up and says, "This guy, remember what was the guy Comey 2012? Remember that guy? That was
Coney, Joseph Coney,
that guy that made that video that pretty much through no fault of his own just happened to be viewed by 80 billion people,
right?
And then like while half of the world was like, "This is amazing," it automatically makes the other half of your body go, like, why is it amazing? Let's ask questions. And then the guy ends up in his street in the underwear, in the underwear, in
jerking off in San Diego,
in the street in his underwear.
I think that is a very interesting point. I wonder if there's science to that, because you do get a sense that people tend to bifurcate into like binaries. It's like if there's going to be a yes, then there's naturally going to be a well, no. Yeah. It's like, and it's more about like a gut instinct or like a sociological thing more than it is about the actual facts in a situation ever.
Yeah, I guess I always feel that way. Like it's like, I thought I liked so and so. Like you want to get all in for some reason. Like
it's easier.
We should recognize it as a truly lethal instinct, though.
Yeah.
This taste we have for admiration of people, because it's a prelude to, it's like a vampire bite. It's like we're like hungry for their neck, and we act like just because it's flattering in the first step that we're not doing what we're doing, which is like. We're gonna hurt that person.
There's this new thing where everyone is swapping out now Donald Glover based on his performance this weekend for Kanye.
Poop-de scoop, they're saying on Twitter.
I don't even know what that.
Don't worry about it. It's all
means.
bad.
So, it's this idea that like, these people are interchangeable, and Kanye failed us, and now good. Thank God that he showed right up. Donald Glover's right here, and we have our rapper. It's a crazy thing, and you're like, these two are not related. At all. One person can be having a mental breakdown and the other person can be having a great moment in history, and they're not, either one are in service to you at all. Right. So it's crazy to watch us within 24 hours, within a week, be like, well, we're done with Kanye. Who's next? Oh, how convenient. He's there. You know?
I mean, it's a total, yeah. Well, look at what we do with our movie remakes and stuff. We just go like, Breaking Bad guy is bald now because he's on Breaking Bad. He should be Lex Luthor.
Yeah,
it's like the dumbest shit, and that's where racism comes from too. Because you go like, if you can connect baldness as a dot, you sure are going to connect rapper and blackness, and like specifically, I don't know. Donald is a fan of Kanye and like clearly heavily influenced by him, but like, yeah, it is. It is like fucked up that your brain goes there and goes, but we've always had that. It's like you can only have one Kevorkian at a time. You can only have one Dr. Ruth at a time, one Madonna. Like Johnny Carson comes out, he's going to make there's only 5 jokes you can tell. And so who's the slut? Tarot card? Is it Madonna or is it Dolly Parton because of her giant tits, or, you know, like through the decades.
Dolly Parton.
It kind of you kind of pick one, you know?
The concept of Godwin's law, like anyone who votes Hitler, is really just saying like, we do pick famous archetypes and just you run with those as like what's relevant. And so the bad one is Hitler.
You can see that's
Dolly Parton.
Okay,
she's a good one.
Schwab, but what is it? You always have hated Parton. Why? What's your beef with Dolly Parton?
No, I'm just saying she's sexier than Hitler.
Yeah,
I'm gonna disagree.
It's controversial.
Yeah,
it is.
I think that it's important to understand this stuff because it's like what we're talking about is like this oversimplification or something, this very late mental laziness, and like I think we need to understand the aspects of our human mind that do that because, like, for instance, I don't know, you tend to forget, like, you forget a phone number if you know a phone number is in your phone because your brain makes a mental shortcut. It's like your brain's always defragging and trying to do things to save space, and it's making bad judgments and stereotypes to save space. And we need to understand that, but I think the concept of even admitting that is, like, it makes certain people insecure or not feel in control or have to deny it. And it's like, no, it's very freeing to understand what's actually going on behind the engine. We just have to, you know, take that into account because we do have a car that needs to not break.
Right.
Yeah, you could forgive yourself, you know? You could go, oh, there I go again being human. I guess, I got to
change the oil.
I fucked up, like because I'm a fucking monkey with a fucking robot brain stuck into my head by a god that really just is experimenting as he goes. And I'm like, I'm wound up and I'm like not used to living in concrete instead of a jungle. And I fucked up. I'm a monster right in that moment. So like,
yeah.
Because we also, here's the other thing, we don't know how to cope with happiness either for the same reason. Like
I'm getting there.
Yeah. Are you learning how to cope with happiness?
Getting there. Yeah.
I got the therapist order. She didn't order me. She told me that's the last thing. Like I have to learn how to process happiness.
You wanna go to the Buddhist temple with me tomorrow?
That's not how you process happiness, you fucking hippie.
Wow.
Sorry.
He's right. He's right.
He's right.
Guys, back off. He's right.